Welcome to Innerji, Tarot, Astrology, Numerology, and things metaphysical. I'm Innerji, the metaphysical crone, and yes, we are into September now. We are starting into spring in the southern hemisphere and moving into autumn in the northern hemisphere. Today, I'm not talking about seasons, I'm talking about, yes, numerology. We are going to look at the numerology for the month of September. So let's turn the camera around, do a few calculations, and then do the interpretation. So we call the month of September the universal month number, going from January through to December. And September happens to be the 9th month of the year. And when we do the calculations to work out what the current numerological energies are generally for the month of September, this is how we do it. We take number 9, being the 9th month, and then we add it to the universal number for the year. So we are in 2025. So if we add 2 plus 0 plus 2 plus 5, that equals 9. So we've got a double 9 here. So then we reduce it down. 9 plus 9 equals 18. And then we'll reduce it down even further. 1 plus 8 is 9. Wow. So we've got a double 9 here that we are dealing with. Adds intensity to the energy, because sometimes we could have the month of September in one year could be a 9, and when you add it to the year, it could be a 7 or it could be a 6. So we've got the double intensity of 2 9s for the universal month of September. So what is the number 9 all about? This is a time of endings. It's a time of completion. In numerology, it is the final number out of 1 to 9. So this month, there is a more intense energy around things ending, around choosing what you want to end and looking at the endings that perhaps are being imposed upon you. It's also a time to not actually take action on new beginnings, but to start to consider, as I'm ending things, as I'm changing and ending some things, what is it that I want to bring in the next month? It's also a time of looking at what have you achieved? Because when we come to the end of something, we are looking at the fulfillment of it, what we've achieved with it. So this month is a great time to really look how far you've come, not to look just at what it is that you haven't finished or to look at what wasn't successful. Look at how far you've come. Look at what has fulfilled you this month as you go through September. Look at what has fulfilled you in the previous months gone by. And take time for you to appreciate what you've achieved, to appreciate the fulfillment that has come your way. It's also a great month to tie up loose ends. So, we've all got those little jobs that we think, oh yeah, just got to finish that and then I'm done, but not today, not today, and we procrastinate. So September with that double 9 energy is a month to get those loose ends tied up in all areas of your life. When we look at the number 9 a little more broadly, the number 9 is the card, or I should say the energy of the humanitarian. We're looking more globally. So we're not just looking at ourselves, we're looking at what's going on around us. We're looking at the world at large. And when we look at the world at large at the moment, there is a lot going on. And the shadow side of the number 9 can be things like not being considerate of others. And when we look at how all the different governments and all the different countries are pulling back to maintain their own power, you can see that in action. The positive side of the number 9 is that side of being supportive, being generous. So bringing it back to you and your world, what is it that you can do in September that brings more support, not only to yourself, but to others, looking at yourself and others in a more global sense, in a more big picture sense? It's also a time where you can use your intuition. 9 is quite a spiritual number in many ways, and it's quite an intuitive number. So as you look through September, you look back at what needs to be completed, what you want to change, what you want to end, what you want to let go of, and then that opens the way to make space for you to start something new. And of course, here in the Southern Hemisphere, we are in spring. So spring moves into that energy of seeding, getting ready to birth new things, In the Northern Hemisphere, autumn, the focus is definitely on what is it that we need to put to bed to hibernate for the coming winter and the season following autumn. Now, let's look at how this universal number 9 might affect your personal numerology. So, if you have a life path number of 1, well, before we get into that, let me explain if you've not heard of it before. Your life path number is kind of your purpose, where you're headed, the lesson to be learned, so to speak. And how do you find that number? You do that by adding the day, the month, and the year of your birth and reducing it down to a single digit. So when you do that, if you have a birth path or life path number that is number 1, then this is all about you. It's all about standing tall. Think of the actual figure of number 1. It's an upright number. And so this is about your independence. This is about you being determined. It's about you initiating. Think about beginning. So with that number 9 being the universal month for September and your life path being a number 1, you might just want to jump over the ending part and go straight into creating something new. Understand the importance of taking the time for you as your number 1 energy to really close things off that need to be closed off so that you have more energy and you can focus more clearly on what it is that you want to bring in. This is a very strong energy, this number 1. I equate it to the sign of Aries, and that's like, the just do it kind of outlook. But really, with this number 9 energy being a double 9 and so intense, this is a great opportunity for you really to look at where you've come from. Look at what's been happening before. Look at how you have used your courage, your independence, how you've used that leadership and initiating ability that you have to see what you have achieved, because that can then set you up for moving into October. If your life path number is a number 2, you are known as the mediator. You are about harmony and balance. You are about giving and receiving when you are expressing it in its most potent, positive way. So for you, the number 2 actually works quite well for you in relation to the number 9, because you have that sensitivity that helps with the intuition of number 9. And so you're looking for balance. And so for you, with that number 9 around endings, tying up loose ends, looking at where you've come from, looking at the positives, for you, it's about you finding your inner balance. It's about you finding that balance between what you've done for others in the past and what you've done for yourself, and looking back to see, gosh, have I been giving too much of myself and not giving some back? Or have I been going the other way? Have I been feeling resentful about what I've given to others? Have I been indecisive? These energies that we look at with numerology gives us a chance for really deep self-reflection if we choose to take the time. So for number 2, it's about what is it that you need to stop doing for others? What is it that you need to stop doing for yourself? To open up new ways moving in about how you can find that balance between the give and the take. Now, the shadow side of this is that indecision can play into this quite strongly. So remember, don't get so caught up in all the options that you actually don't make a decision. Now, if you have a life path number 3 energy with the number 9, this is about you getting creative. This is a creative energy, the number 3. It's also great for communication. It's ruled by Mercury, so it's quick thinking. This is a fast creative energy. It's a social energy as well. So with your number 3 life path with number 9, don't get so caught up in the social side of things that you kind of let things go a little bit, that you don't take the opportunity to see what you need to finish up. Creativity for a lot of the 3s is always ongoing. Projects just don't get finished. So be aware about what it is that you need to finish, but you can put your creativity to work in how you end what it is that you need to end and how to tie up those loose ends so that they're not kind of in your mind moving forward. Now, the shadow side of that 3 energy is you can be quite compulsive. So it might be hard for you to actually let go of some things, but very easy to let go of others. Don't get caught up in trying to control everything, because that is another shadow side of that number 3 energy. Sometimes being able to just let things go is really, really important. So overall, with that number 3 energy, with the double 9 of the month, it's about really looking creatively at what you've finished with, what you don't want to finish and let go of, and move forward in a positive way. Now, if you have a life path number 4, this is a slower energy. It's a stable energy. You're the organizer, you're the practical one, but you do things in a slower way. You like to take your time. You like to know the facts of the matter first. You're very down to earth in your approach, and you're very, very hardworking. So for you, with that double 9, that 9 energy of completion, of letting go and looking at the bigger picture, for you, it is really about making sure that you don't get stuck in any of the steps in order to complete it. Don't overwork it. Don't be so practical that you think, I can't let this go until I've finished this. And it's really, really important that you get that balance between just keeping on plodding forward and knowing when something is done. The shadow side of number 4 is that you can be a little bit overly cautious. So if one of the things that you're completing this year in a practical sense is, say, decluttering your library of books, caution might come into play. Go, oh, I might not give that book away because I might need it in 10 years' time, the ever practical number 4. But knowing that it is a time to let go of things, not hang on for the sake of hanging on just in case. It's a very Capricorn porous type of energy in astrology. Capricorn is like the CEO, the practical organizer. Taurus is that slower sort of practical around money, things like that. So I kind of feel that for you, it's about ensuring that you let go of things you need to let go of, complete tasks, because once you know that you've done that, then there's a level of security that feels comfortable for you. Now, if you have a number 5 life path, you're the change maker. You love change. You're adaptable. You're fun. You're a communicator, very, very strong communicator. At the nth degree, you can be the chatty Cathy. Now, in terms of number 9 energy of that wanting to get things completed, wanting to get things finished, it's a bit like life path number 1. You don't want to do that. You just want to go, I want to move on to the next thing, because you get bored so easily if you don't move on to the next thing. But here is where you can use this 9 energy to advantage. It's going to help you step back and look at the bigger picture. 5 energy in its shadow can be quite reactive, quite in the moment, quite easily distracted. So I think what you've got to be careful of with that 5 energy is taking time to step back and look at the bigger picture, not just jumping in and making decisions, reactively, not jumping in and making change because you're bored. Really take the time with that number 9 energy, again, to look back over the year at what you've done and what you haven't done, what you've started and what you haven't finished, and looking back at those projects and seeing, well, is there anything that I really should finish, or can I just let unfinished projects go? And from that point, you will be in a better position to move forward into that number 1 energy of October. If you have a life path number 6, you are a compassionate soul. You like to serve. You also are the one that takes quiet responsibility. Your energy is nurturing and warm in its most positive. It's all about family. It's all about love relationships. It's all about the emotion and the people. Now, with that number 9 energy, double 9, remember it's more intense for this month of September. With that double 9 energy, be aware that the needs of other people to get what they need done finished, don't allow that to overtake or overpower or impose on what it is that you need to finish yourself. Remember, with that number 9 energy, we are tying up loose ends. And with this number 9 energy, the 6 and the 9 are very harmonious together. They're very compatible. But the downside is that you could get overly sensitive and overly emotional and overwhelmed, and it all feels like it's too much. So be aware of that as you look through the month of September about the things that you need to close off in order to be able to move on. You are a warrior. You do worry about other people. You worry about yourself. And so that also is something that can get in the way of you maybe making some tough decisions that might need to be made around what's been going on in your life, what you need to end, what you need to walk away from emotionally, as well as perhaps physically and mentally. The life path number 7. This is a very inward energy. It's a highly analytical energy. It's also a highly spiritual energy as well. When we think about the mind, we think of that left logical brain. That's the analytical side. But the right brain, that's where we have our intuition, our inspiration, our imagination. And of course, with that third eye in the middle, we have our spiritual communication. So what is it that we need to look at for you as a number 7 life path number? A 9 intensive year. This is about you avoiding over-analyzing. Don't overthink things about what you need to finish, what you need to stop doing. You can get so caught up in the analyzing that things actually don't get finished, or they get put off to the side because you need to research more information about it. So make sure you set a boundary for yourself about what you need to finish and how much knowing is enough. You can go down that rabbit hole of research and knowledge so easily. So be aware of that. And also trust your intuition, trust your instinct around what it is that you need to let go of or complete for this month of September. The shadow side is that you can get very, very critical, not just of yourself, but of others as well. So when you're deciding on what it is to stop, finish up, let go of, tie up the loose ends on, don't be so critical about it, because again, you will go down that rabbit hole of not making a decision. The other side of it as well is that you can be a bit of a loner. And so sometimes we need a little bit of help when we're looking at finishing things off, or we might need a conversation with someone. So don't retract into that shell of solitude, into that shell of being a loner. Look outward, not inward, because number 9 is that global big picture energy. So for September, it's about looking outwards from yourself, not going within. Now we're nearly there. Now for the life path of number 8. Number 8 is about achievement, success. It's all about career. It's about money. It's about finances. It's about authority as well, because like the number 1, number 8 is a leadership energy as well. And with that number 9, you need to take the lead around decisions, particularly around financial decisions. You need to change what needs to end financially for you in order to see what you need to do financially. Same thing with your career path, with your work. If you're a number 8 life path, then have a look at what you've achieved in your work life so far, because number 9 is about that fulfillment, but also looking at what it is that you need to let go of when it comes to work. Are you doing something out of habit, or are you doing something because it still stirs the passion in you? That is really something to consider. Now, like the number 4, you are very organised. We've got a double 4. 4 and 4 makes 8. So you're very organised as well. Don't fall into the trap, the shadow side, of working out on how to be so organised that you don't finish things, that you don't get things done. Now, normally number 8 is good at achieving. Number 8 is also good at looking at the future from a success point of view most of the time. With that 9 energy, and being a 9 September and a 9 universal year, there's that double energy that's really going to push you. So be aware of not burning yourself out. And of course, we come the number 9 life path. This is a marriage for you this month, a number 9 universal year, a number 9 month, and then your number 9 life path. That's a triple whammy for you. So this is going to be very intense. Now, if we reduce those 3 9s down, 3 9s are 27, 2 plus 7 is 9. Hello, we've got layer upon layer upon layer of the number 9 for you. So this is going to be a very intense month for you in terms of getting things done, getting things finished, but looking at it from that big humanitarian, big picture perspective that you naturally have. The other thing I will say is that you can be a little bit of an idealist. So bring it back to reality. Don't get lost in la la land. Bring what you need to finish back into reality, because with the intensity of the 3 9s that are the energy for you at the moment, then you could get lost in it all, and you could be so busy looking at the big picture that you don't see what is right in front of you that you need to complete and tie up those loose ends on. The other side of it also is that your energy can get quite scattered as well. So be aware of that. Be aware of not trying to finish too many things at once in the one day or in the one week. Do it step by step. Draw on the energy of number 4. Number 4s are great, doing things in order, step by step. But for you, a high energy month, a very intense energy month. So make sure that you don't overwhelm yourself or burn yourself out. The number 9 universal month, and of course, how you can work with it with each of your life path numbers that each of you have. I do hope you found it to be of help. I look forward to sharing more numerology with you again in the future. But until next time, many blessings to you.